Three, two, one, zero.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 1 of Keeping It Real with J2. I'm Jenny, your Get Stuff Done coach, in case there's little ears around.
And I'm Jenny, your Results Sherpa. And today we're calling it like it is. SMART goals are total BS.
Yep, it is. Hustle culture is a scam. SMART goals, it's just corporate handcuffs. And we left that world. We
certainly did. I got a quick question for you, Jenny. Does the name George T. Duran mean anything to you?
No, I don't. Shut it. I don't think so.
Yeah, me either. I actually did not even know this. So thanks to the internet. Apparently, SMART goals originated with this random corporate guy back in 1981 when he wrote a paper. There's a smart way to write management goals and objectives.
It just took off like wildfire, like gospel, right? And we've been living SMART goals ever since.
Right? And those days I was a kid at Trans Ams and roller skating rinks, power suits and shoulder pads. But yet we used them. I mean, SMART goals was the way to write goals when I went through college, when I entered the corporate business world. And so no one ever talked about anything different, an alternative to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're still writing SMART goals today. And it doesn't work for entrepreneurs building something new. I mean, it just doesn't work.
Well, and to be fair, honestly, it didn't work back in the corporate days either. You know, if you wrote your own goal, you'd spend all this time making sure it was smart.
Yeah.
And you'd put it in the system before the deadline and your manager would approve it. And then at the end of the year, you'd open up the system and go, oh yeah, that was my goal, and figure out a way to fit all the things that you had done to the goal that you had written out.
Right.
You know, so they really were only a function at the beginning of the year and the end of the year. In between, you just did your job. You did what came up for you.
Yeah, or whatever biggest fire was roaring. I mean, I don't know about you, but it was always firefighting. It wasn't about meeting this goal based on a corporate vision. We just worked. We didn't really worry too much about the goal that we set. It was like, get the job done, and that's what we did.
Absolutely. I imagine depending on your position in the organization, your awareness and the talking about specific certain goals might change, but the reality is that we weren't taught how to use goals as a way to create a rhythm in our day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month. And so when we get into the entrepreneur space, where we are setting the vision and we are driving the strategy for our business because we are the business, we don't know how to take this idea, this dream that we have, and translate it into something that is meaningful in a day-to-day, week-to-week, that may create the result that we're trying to build.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I think what we've heard is, set a SMART goal. So I want to set a goal to sign 5 new clients in the mastery circle. Well, unless I stand over them and actually hit buy now, I mean, that's really not a goal that's in my control. And I don't think you'd really want me to stand over potential clients and hit buy now.
That is not the vibe we're going for, Jen. We want everyone to feel like they want to be here, not because you were forced to be here. Even in the corporate days, when you wrote out your goal, a lot of times it wasn't anything you actually had any control over.
No.
And that's the first thing that is missing from the SMART goal is focusing on the actions, the results that you have control on.
Mhm.
Yes, we all are in business to serve people, to get clients, to earn money. So, yes, clients and money are measurements that you want to keep an eye on, but they aren't actually things that you actually control.
No, no, not at all. I mean, getting somebody to hit buy is them, it's not you. So Jenny and I put our heads together and it was like, how do you set a goal for a business that you're learning? You know, you're trying things, you're learning. When do you pivot? When do you not pivot? You know, when do you say, okay, this isn't working, this is working? How do you do that and still hold yourself accountable? Because you do need a goal for direction. Think of it as like your compass, it tells you which way you're moving.
And the other key part I think that we've noticed about a focus goal, about goals in general, is that it constrains, it starts to narrow
Mm-hmm.
where you're going to focus your attention and activity. And so over the past year, have honed this process with our clients and with ourselves and have created what we call focus goals.
Mm-hmm.
And in contrast to SMART goals, they are living and breathing. And the first feature is we only look at a 12-week time frame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 12 weeks. And, you know, there's tons of research out there. You know, if you set a goal at the beginning of the year, your brain thinks, well, I've got 12 months to work on this goal. So you want to condense the process. And from what we've noticed is 12 weeks is the perfect length because right in the middle, you start thinking, I don't know about this goal, but it's still a short enough container that it's like, but I'm going to go ahead and see it through. I can shift at any time, just a little, just a little. I'm not giving up completely, but the 12-week framework really seems to be long enough, but short enough to test something out.
Yeah, I think what I've noticed myself is that I can have a pretty good idea about how the first 3 to 4 weeks are going to go. The middle 4, a little bit fuzzier. The last 4 getting even fuzzier. But again, it's like you said, not so long that you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get this and just give up. Or you think, oh, I've got plenty of time to accomplish that goal. And we invite into the process the opportunity to refine and
Mhm.
pivot if needed at different markers along the way. So whether it's 12 weeks, 90 days, 3 months, however you
Yeah.
want to set it, it is that sweet spot that definitely helps you maintain enough focus to
Yeah.
test something out,
Mhm.
but not feel like you're chained to it for forever. And that's the other part that I think, that testing piece.
Mhm. Yeah. I think that was instrumental in our change. So, you know, we still set a really big goal every year. And these focus goals break that goal down into smaller chunks. It's like, okay, I'm going to try this first and see how it goes. And I think the best shift we ever made is we turned it into an experiment because we don't know. I mean, why set a goal etched in stone when we don't know. We're trying something new.
It's funny because we act like at the beginning of the goal, like I'm just stating a fact in the future. And in reality, the definition of a goal is something that you currently don't know how to accomplish, right?
Right. Yes.
Otherwise, why set a goal? It's just the way you do business at that point. And so you're stretching yourself, you're having to grow, you're having to learn and navigate obstacles. And so treating it like an experiment shifts your mindset to say, hey, okay, it's all right if I don't know. It's
Mhm.
okay if what I thought would work doesn't actually turn out the way I think it would. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything's gone wrong. And so we introduce this idea of framing your focus goal with a formula. And it goes, if I commit to X, and X is an action or a routine, it's the thing you're going to do that is 100% in your control.
Because Jenny
Then
won't let me press buy with your shoulder.
I mean, to be fair, some days it would be nice, we could just reach in and be like, just click buy. You know
Yeah.
you want it. You know this
It
will work.
has to be in your, that's the key. You have to be 100% in control of this action.
Right. And the other end of the formula, so if I commit to X, then I will Y. So Y is whatever the result you're trying to create. And so an example is, if instead of saying, if I sign 5 clients, I'm going to sign 5 clients by December 31, which that would be a SMART goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it's actionable, it's realistic, it's time bound, right? But a focus goal says, if I dedicate 3 hours each week to LinkedIn engagement, connecting with aligned people, then I will build a organic list
Mhm.
of potential clients.
Yeah. And boy, that feels so much better. I feel the pressure, the tension just lifting off my shoulders, because if I'm not engaging now, this is a stretch. And that's what goals are all about. It's to, okay, I need to, or I want to, not need, let's drop that word. I want to get more engaged on LinkedIn. So what test can I run to get more engaged?
Right. That gets you a good start
Yeah.
because you've got when you're going to do it,
Mhm.
what you're going to be doing, and what you're trying to create in that 12-week period. So
Yes.
then that cause and effect formula is your first step. Take your big dream and chunk it down into a 12-week goal, focus goal that follows the, if I commit to X, then I will Y.
Mhm.
The next step is brainstorm all the actions you could take
Yeah.
to accomplish that goal.
Yeah. We have a framework because, once you brainstorm the list, you're like, well, they're all important.
Right. Aren't they? I got to do
I'm,
all this stuff.
I'm going to do all these things. I mean, they're brilliant. But to help with narrowing that down, we have an earn framework, and we'll link that in the notes so you have it to use, because you want to make sure that every action you're taking earns a spot on your calendar and it deserves your time and focus, because we have very limited time. There's a lot to do when you're running a business. And we want to make sure that we are putting the most critical needle movers in that hour block. And so we have a framework to help you narrow that down.
Yeah. I mean, and like you said, it's what is the highest impact essential actions that are going to move me towards the result I'm trying to create. The other piece that's part of that framework is is it something that I actually enjoy doing? Because that is, I think, one of the things that we miss out on when we're following, oh, this guru or this expert on a strategy is this something I enjoy doing? Or am I forcing myself to do this? Or it doesn't feel aligned at all. So within the earn framework, we're asking you to filter all those actions through that lens too. Is this something I'm good at? Is it something I want to be doing? Because while we all need to do the sales and marketing and other business activities in order to create a successful venture, how you go about doing that can look
So
very
many.
different.
Yes, there's so many different options. And you and I are a perfect example of that because the way that you do your engagement and the way that I do the engagement are totally different, but it leads us to the same result because we're leaning into the things that we enjoy doing, not
Right.
someone's formula. And I'm not going to tell you how to engage, and you're not going to tell me how to engage. You got all these different options. And I think we get stuck following somebody else's formula that worked for them, but doesn't work for us.
Right.
The
Yeah,
idea is engage or whatever the goal may be. And we've got a client who enjoys face to face more than behind the screen. And it's like, okay, how do you do more networking events outside of your home? And it has changed everything for her.
I think one of the reasons why we came up with Earn was our own, hey, I can think of all these infinite things, but no one's ever given us a way to narrow it down and be able to say, these are the things I'm going to focus on.
Mhm.
These are all nice to have or someday things.
When I run out
Or
of things to do.
right when I run out of things to do, which never happened, it gives you a way to
Mhm.
quiet that noise in your own brain that says, I have to do all of these things. I should be doing all of these things.
And
Because
I'm
again,
shocked every time. I am shocked every time.
yeah, everyone is. So we can't speak enough about it. Our clients love that framework, and that's why we're sharing it with you. So make sure you go download it and check it out. So now that you've brainstormed all your actions, then you're getting into the actual work part of it. And so the next step that we recommend, step 3, is setting progress markers each week. So Jennie, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So without giving an example, your progress marker is I'm saying that I'm going to use 3 hours this week to do the engagement that comes through the earn framework. And I'm going to track that. Did I do it? Did it do what I thought it was going to do? Did it move me closer? Do I need to tweak something? I mean, this is a fluid goal that we're tweaking because we're testing. Maybe you sent out 3 messages and a week later you got none back. Okay, good to know. What was it? Was it my message? Was it the time of day? Was maybe this person's not even on LinkedIn hardly? So it's a way to say, okay, I'm going to gather this data, take a look at it, and learn from it.
Yeah. I think that this keeps you out of the trap of thinking, oh, next week I can do this. I'm busy. I have these fires I have to take care of. Or because you're stretching yourself, the talking yourself out of it because I don't feel like it today.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, so I love the weekly progress marker because it really gets me focused on, okay, at the end of the week, if I did nothing else, what is the one thing that I would be delighted to have done and would move
Yeah.
me closer to my goal? It starts laying the foundation of consistency because in the example that we gave, like engaging with people, you're not looking to just do this one time and be done with it. This is something that you will need to continue on even once you figure out your rhythm, your what works for you. And so by setting that weekly progress marker, you're learning how to integrate that into your day-to-day, week-to-week flow.
Right. And what I was going to interject, because, me, I got to get on a rant every once in a while. This is like your dream, right? I mean, this is your focus goal. This is your big dream to move you through your business. So to set a progress marker, it puts it as priority. I mean, it really does. I mean, this is your dream, and you guard that time with your life unless somebody's dying or bleeding to death, right? I mean, nothing can get in the way of you progressing with this progress marker. So, again, it's another compass, it's pointing you in the direction and keeping you accountable.
And chunking it
Yeah.
down into something, because 12 weeks, while it's shorter than a year, it's still 12 weeks. If there's a lot of days in there.
Yes, yes. Okay, and then the other thing that we do is we don't just set one goal. We set 3. But let me explain. We set a range, because the best example I can give you is a money goal, which we highly recommend that you do not set a money goal because that's out of your control. But let's say I had a goal to make $10,000 this month and I made $9,995. Smart goal would say you missed it. You missed it by $5. I'm a failure. I can't do this. Whatever it is. We say you set a good goal, which is with intention, I will do it. A great goal, which is I'm going to stretch it just a little. And a glorious goal where if all the stars, moons, planets, everything works out perfectly, nobody interrupts me, I can reach this goal. So with the money example, if I did a $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 goal, man, I crushed it. Crushed it.
Yeah.
Even though you crushed it with a SMART goal. Because if you had 0 and you had $9,995, you crushed it.
Yeah, this is really all about from turning that black and white thinking, yes, no, pass, fail, into a range of progress that you can see, the growth where you exceeded your expectations, where maybe it was a little bit tougher to reach, and but making it a win, something to celebrate versus focusing on the gap of what you did not achieve. And
Right.
again, we talk about not setting a money goal. And the reason why is, again, that's a lagging measure. Someone else has to do something for money to come into you, right? You
Right.
certainly have to make the offers. That's
Yeah.
something in your control, but
Right.
someone else has to make that decision. And so when we talk about the good, great, and glorious measures, you may have not only multiple markers for what success looks like, but you're also measuring different things. So it might be, in the example of our LinkedIn engagement, it might be that I stuck to my commitment of 3 hours a week, 8 out of the 12 weeks, right?
Yeah.
That might be your good reach. So it allows you to measure your progress on different dimensions, on things that you can control.
Yeah. And that's the key. It's the things you can control. It's like everybody dreams to go viral. It's out of your control, right? I mean, that is
Yeah,
out of
you have to post something. That's the first step. So if you do want to go viral, then post.
Post. So let's give y'all some proof, because we have had clients finally finish that book. We've had clients build back end systems. We've had clients finally launch the thing. And I think some of the things that goes unnoticed is we've had clients finally exhale and realize how jam-packed their schedules were, and they weren't the needle movers. It was old habits that they brought from corporate because when calendars are full, you're busy.
Right. I think that one of the biggest myths we're trying to help you bust through, and we're busting through ourselves,
Yes.
is if I fill every waking hour of every single day, that will ensure that I am successful or at least prove that I want this.
Yeah.
And it's shifting it to what do I enjoy doing? What has the highest impact? And what actually moves me closer to the result that I want? And, you know, that has created beyond just the finished products, the goals, like the growth and the transformation, because it leaks into other areas of your life and
Yes,
your business where
it
you
does.
start to look at, oh, that newsletter that I have that takes me 4 hours a week to do, maybe I should look through my actions and decide what's most important to continue doing and redeploy that time otherwise to something else. That's the cool thing about what happens as you work through this process of setting a goal for just 12 weeks as an experiment.
Yes. It's an
And
experiment. It's an experiment. We're going to test it and we're going to see. And we're walking through this right now. And I'll be completely transparent. The last test I ran was a fail. And you know what? Great to know. It was great information to know. Now I know. And if
right,
anybody tells me to run it again, I'll say, I tried that and didn't get the result I wanted. Thank you. And I know.
you've actually taken the time to
Mhm.
recognize instead of popcorning all over the
Yeah.
place, to say, okay, no, I actually tested this out and
Mhm.
I didn't get the results that I thought
Mhm.
that I wanted to create. And so I'm going to try something different.
Mhm.
Same thing, like as I'm working through my current focus goal, I started out with this is how I'm going to approach it. Well, week one, yeah, that didn't really work the way I thought it was going to do. Try again. Week two, that didn't work either. All right. Oh, let's try this. So it's a refinement. It's
Mhm.
figuring out what works instead of being like, there's something wrong with me
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I need to try something totally different. And so that's your challenge. This is our challenge for you.
Yes.
Set a focus goal, just one.
One.
You've got a
One.
lot of other things on your plate.
One.
One, one,
One.
one focus
There is
goal.
no good, great, glorious here. It is one.
Yeah.
One focus goal.
And I know that probably feels like I have so much I want to do, but the thing is, you can go 1 inch in 12 directions or 12 inches in one direction. So we're going to have you go that 12 inches in one direction. And you're going to set this goal for the next 12 weeks, 90 days, 3 months. It will take you through the end of the year, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then once you've got your goal with the formula, if I commit to X, then I will Y. Then you're going to pick the 3 actions that you're going to focus on.
Yeah. And you're going to use our framework that we're going to give you. And then you're going to set some tiered levels, some good, great, glorious, whatever that looks like for you. And if you try this, we promise you it feels different because SMART goals, they're BS and they're not working. We've tried it for years. They're not working. This way, you actually get to relax and breathe and figure out what works for you, not what someone else says works.
And this is where everything can change if you let it. So
Right?
we will see everyone next week.
Yay, we did it, our first episode. We have to celebrate just for a
Whoop,
moment.
whoop,
So,
whoop.
thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see y'all next
Thanks.
week.